Hello there. So we're having a little quiz here. This is going to be a review for quiz 8. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you some sample problems for what you're going to see. Your entire quiz will be on Delta Math. All right. So here's the first type of problem. It'll be solve the quadratic by factoring. All right. Now you might think, oh, this looks hard. Nah. 6x squared minus 11x plus 6 equals negative 4x plus 4. So we need to get the thing set equal to 0. For it to be equal to 0, since this is a negative 4, I'm going to plus 4x. I'm going to plus 4x over here. While I'm at it, since this over here is a plus 4, I'm going to minus 4 here and minus 4 here. Okay. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone, and I have 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 0. Factor. What times what makes 6? Well, we could try 6 and 1. I'm going to try 3 and 2, 3x and 2x. And then what times what makes negative 2 that added together? Well, I don't know if it's going to make negative 7. We're going to try it out. So we're going to try, I'm going to try negative 2 and negative 1. Did I do it? Well, I check by doing the outer and the inner. Well, outer makes negative 3x, inner makes negative 4x, and negative 3x and negative 4x is negative 7x. Ding, 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 ding. I got it. Okay. So those are correct. So what I have is 3x. Use that. Hold on. 3x minus 2 equals 0. 2x minus 1 equals 0. All right. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. 3x equals 2. I'm going to add 1 to both sides over here. 2x equals 1. Divide 3 over here. Divide 2 over here. I have 2 answers. X equals 2/3. And x equals 1/2. All right. So by the way, when you put it in, don't forget when you put it in for your answer, you hit 2/3, but then you have to hit the comma key, comma, and it gives you another box there for you. So 1/2, submit. Yes. Boom. Okay. So that's how you do solve by trinomial factor. All right. Next. Okay. We're going to do simplifying radicals. All right. So let's do this. Square root 252. I'm going to reduce. All right. Square root 252. All right. I don't really know. So I'm going to say, well, what? I'm just going to divide by 2. What is 252 divided by 2? I do 252 divided by 2, and I get 126. All right, I divide that by 2, divide by 2, and I get 63. Oh, I know 9 goes into that one. So 9 goes into 63, which means 9 goes into 252. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do square root of 9 times, what's 252 divided by 9? 28. Oh, so wait a minute. If I do 28, I know that 4 goes into 28. Aha. If 4 goes into 28, that means I have 9 times 4. Aha. So I have 9 times 4 times 7. So 9 times 4 is 36 times 7. I'm going to use that over here. All right. We're going to do 36 times 7. Try. Okay, they like it. So we're going to go 6 times square root of 7. Try it. Submit. Yes. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go here. All right. Okay. All right. -8 square root 180 minus 10 square root 145. Sorry, it's just 45. So what happens here is I know, all right, I know that this is 10 square root of 9 square root of 5. So since this one here is something times square root of 5, this one's going to be something times square root of 5. So I'm going to do 180 divided by square root of 5. I'm going to get 36. Okay. So now I have -8 times 6 square root of 5 minus 10 times 3 square root of 5. So I have -48 square root of 5 minus 30 square root of 5. So -48 and -30 gives me -78 square root of 5. -78 square root 5. Okay. That's how that one works. Now here, come on. Square root -45. What perfect square goes into 45? 9. So we're going to go with square root -9 square root 5. What's the square root of -9? That's going to be 3i square root of 5. Because whenever you have the negative, that's going to be I. So we've got 3i square root 5. Okay. That's how you do those. Adding imaginary numbers. Okay. All right. Negative square root 144 minus square root -4 minus square root 16 minus square root -100. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do 2 of these. Here's why. This one's pretty easy. So this is square root 144 is 12 minus square root of -4 is 2i minus square root of 16 is 4 minus, okay, square root -100 is 10i. So now I just have to combine the like terms. -12 and -4 is -16. -2 and -10 is -12i. So I have negative 16 minus 212i. Okay, I'm going to do another one of these because here we go. Okay, so here, square root 144 plus square root negative 98 minus square root 121 plus square root negative 2. Now, in these problems, they give you just freebie easy pieces here. Like square root of 144, that's 12. Square root of 121, that's 11, right? So now, square root of negative 98, well, that's going to be 49 goes into 98. So I need negative 49. Wait, let me write that better. Square root negative 49, square root 2. Okay, and then this over here is just going to be square root negative 1 times square root 2. Okay, so we have 12 plus square root of negative 49 is 7i square root of 2 minus 11 plus this square root of negative 1 is 1i or just I square root of 2. Combine the like terms. Okay, 12 minus 11 is 1. 7i plus 1i is plus 8i square root of 2. Okay. More often than not, that's probably the kind of problem you're going to see. So 1 plus 8i square root of 2. Okay. Next. Multiply complex numbers. Easy. We have to remember that I squared is negative 1. That's the key to these problems, okay? I squared by the moon and the stars in the sky. We need this information to do this problem, okay? So 2 plus 3i squared is 2 plus 3i times 2 plus 3i. We're going to FOIL. First, 2 times 2 is 4. Outer, 2 times 3i is 6i. Inner is 6i. 6i plus 6i is 12i. And then last, 3i times 3i is 9i squared. But we said I squared is negative 1. Okay, 4 plus 12i plus 9 times negative 1. 9 times negative 1. Sorry. 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. So we've got 4 plus 12i minus 9. Now combine the 4 and the minus 9. That makes negative 5 plus 12i. Okay, that's how we do these problems. Negative 5 plus 12i. Okay. The quadratic formula. Okay. If you don't have this written down, write it down. Okay. You're going to need this. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Write that down. Take a picture of it. Do something. All right. So now in this problem, all right, we have d squared minus 9d plus 15. D squared minus 9d plus 15, A is 1 because 1, you know what? I'm going to write this out because you're going to be like, what? I have d squared minus 9d plus 15. A equals 1. That right there next to the d squared is 1. B equals negative 9 right there. C equals 15 right there. Okay, so now we just put the numbers in for the letters in the formula. That's all we do. X equals negative 9, negative b, okay, plus or minus the square root of negative 9 squared minus 4 times 1 times 15 all over 2 times 1. Okay. Simplify. X equals positive 9 plus or minus square root 81 minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 15 is 60 all over 2. Finish. X equals 9 plus or minus square root 81 minus 60 is 21 all over 2. Done. Okay. Now, to do this, first hit the fraction key, the slash bar, the divide key. Boom. Okay. Now we put in 9, hit plus or minus, hit square root, 21, go to the bottom, 2. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now let's take a look at the exponent rules. This is easy. I'm going to do a couple of these right here. All right. When you're multiplying with exponents, you add the exponents. Z to the 6th, Z to the 2nd, Z to the 8th. Z, I need my little handy dandy keyboard thingy here. And I got to hit A to the B over here and 8th. Okay. Let's see another one. All right. Y to the 9th, right? Y. Boom. 9. Whoops. I forgot to hit A to the B. 9. Boom. Boom. It's all the same. Here you multiply. Why? Because this is R to the 3rd times 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 R to the 3rd. You could do 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or just do 3 times 5. Either way, you're going to get R. Boom. A to the B. 15. Yes. N. Handy dandy. A to the B. 10. Hopefully you get the idea here. Okay. Moving on. All right. Over here. Now, because we're doing exponents, don't forget the rules of math, the normal rules. Negative 9 times positive 3, negative 9 times positive 3 is still negative 27. But when it comes to the exponents, c to the 2nd times c to the 5th, that's just c, handy dandy, 7. Whoops. Why do I keep doing that? Hit your A to the B, then 7. Booyah. Yes. Okay. All right. That's the same idea. 27q to the 5th, right? Oh. All right. Here, negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. That's negative 8. but then it's q to the third. Q to the third. Okay, 21k to the ninth, right? This will be -6 times -6. That's 36, positive 36, s squared. This will be 3 to the third power, which is 27, and then x to the sixth. This will be 8q to the third. -27, x to the third. Hopefully you have the idea by now. Dividing powers, all right? So here, hang on, I'm gonna write this one down. Okay. 5 x to the fifth, y to the fifth, over 125 x to the second, y to the third. Okay, so here's what happens here. The 5 and the 125 cancel. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 125 25 times. Okay, so then x to the fifth and x to the second cancel. There's 5 x's on top, 2 x's on the bottom. You're left with 3 x's, x to the third on top. Same idea with y to the fifth and y to the third. You have 5 y's on top, 3 y's on the bottom. You're left with y squared on top. Okay. So your answer is going to be x. Wait, oh, here you go. Once again, you have to hit the fraction bar first. Fraction bar first. X, handy dandy keyboard there. A to the B, hit the third. Now you got to hit the right arrow. Why did that happen? I don't know. I'm going to hit the right arrow to bring my cursor down. And then Y, A to the B to the second, over 25. Okay. Over here, you'll have 3 27ths reduces to 1 over 3. X to the fourth over x to the eighth leaves you x to the fourth on the bottom, right? So what do you, oh, so here, what's going to happen? You're left with nothing on top, right? So I'm going to hit my fraction bar first. 3 over 27 leaves me with 1/3. The y's cancel, and I'm left with x to the fourth on the bottom. So I have to put that 1 on top. Don't put 0. All right, and then 3, and then x to the fourth. Okay, that's how. What? Oh my God. It's 1/9. I'm sorry. I made a mistake there. 3 27ths reduces to 1/9. I don't know why I said 1/3, because I'm thinking 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Anyway, if you get it wrong like that, you get it 98 more chances, 99 more chances. All right. So hopefully you'd figure that out. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, that was the first mistake I've ever made in my entire life. Okay. So here, all right, once again, this is the same idea. Okay. All right. All right. Now, okay, I need a timeout because I need to take care of something very fast. I will be right back. Yeah, I got it. Wow, that's great. Okay, I'm still recording. Okay, I'll be right there. Okay, so here's what happens. I've got, all right. So technology issues, okay. Let's try again. There we go, 3 d to the 4th to the 5th over 15d. Okay, so now what have I got? I've got 3 d to the 20th, right? Because 4 times 5 is 20 over 15d. So now I've got d to the 20th over d to the 1st, right? So that leaves me with d to the 19th. Okay, so I'll have d to the 19th on top. And 3/15 reduces to 1/5, right? I don't need the 1. If you put the 1, I don't think it'll mark it wrong. I'm going to hit the fraction bar first. And I'm going to go d, handy dandy keyboard, a to the b, 19 over 5. Okay. Same idea, all right? 4/12 reduces to 1/3. You'll have q to the 6th over q to the 10th, leaving you with q to the 4th on the bottom, right? So you'll have 1 on top. On the bottom, you'll have 4 q to the 4th. And I got it wrong again. What did I do wrong now? Because it's 8 o'clock and I'm not thinking anymore. 4 over 12 is 1/3, not 1/4, right? So, you guys will be better than me at that, right? Sorry. Next, adding and subtracting polynomials. Oh, does this get any easier? No. Okay. So now here's the one thing you have to remember. 4x squared minus 2x minus 6 minus 7x minus 9. This minus right there is going to change this sign and this sign. So we're going to have 4x squared minus 2x minus 6. Then it's going to be minus 7x, but plus 9. A negative on the outside changes all the signs on the inside. Combine like terms. You've got 4x squared minus 2x minus 7x minus 9x plus 3. 4x. I'm going to hit the squared. Hit my right arrow to bring down the cursor. Minus 9x plus 3. Okay. Oh, if you have this, don't forget. It says subtract 3x squared plus 8x from negative 9x squared plus 3x minus 8, right? Which means after the from, that goes first, right? If I said subtract 7 from 10, wouldn't that be 10 minus 7? Right. So here we're going to do negative 9x squared plus 3x minus 8 minus parentheses 3x squared plus 8x. So don't forget to change the signs. Negative 9x squared plus 3x minus 8 minus 3x squared minus 8x. Okay. Combine like terms, negative 12x squared plus 3x minus 8x minus 5x minus 8. Negative 12x squared. You got minus 5x minus 8. Okay, that's how it works. Next case, let's go to simplifying rationals, okay? Here's what we're going to do. With these problems, we factor. Okay, if I factor the top, x times x, what times what makes 2? 2 times 1, right? On the bottom, if I factor, isn't that x plus 1, x minus 1, right? Now, what cancels? The x plus 1's cancel. What are you left with? X plus 2 over x minus 1. First, put your fraction bar, boom, x plus 2, click to the bottom, x minus 1, boom. Yes. All right. Ooh, check this out. Okay, what happens here? Let's take a look. This one, okay, x squared minus 36 over 2x to the third minus 12x squared. On top, I have x plus 6, x minus 6. On the bottom, what's common to both terms? There's 2x squared common to both terms. If I take out a 2x squared from the first term, I'm left with an x. If I take out 2 from 12, I'm left with 6, and I took out both x's. I took out the x squared, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what cancels? The x minus 6's. What are we left with? We are left with x plus 6 over 2x squared. Do not try and cancel the 2 and the 6. This is your answer. You're done. Stop working. Hit the fraction bar first. X plus 6. Go to the bottom. 2x squared. Okay. Next. Factor completely. Easy. Okay. Two w to the fifth plus 8w to the third. What's common to both terms? 2. How many w's? 3, right? Remember how the lowest exponent is going to be the greatest common factor? What's left? I took out 2 and w to the third. I'm left with w squared plus, I took out a 2. I'm left with 4. Oh, I'm done. There's nothing else that can be done there. I finished. I can't factor this guy. If it was w squared minus 4, I would say w plus 2, w minus 2. But I can't factor that. So I've got 2w to the third. I'm going to hit my right arrow to bring down the cursor. Parentheses. W squared. Whoops. Squared plus 4. Okay. Negative m to the fourth plus 16. That's interesting. Okay. I'm going to pull out the negative and say m to the fourth minus 16. Okay. And this is going to give me negative m squared plus 4, m squared minus 4. Once again, this guy doesn't factor, but this guy does. So I'm going to have negative m squared plus 4 times m plus 4, m minus 4. Okay. Don't ever leave out your negatives. Okay. M squared plus 4. M plus 4. You got to click outside the parentheses to get another set of parentheses, right? M minus 4. And I'm wrong. Because I'm not thinking again. Look, it's not 4 and 4, right? Man, I wish someone was here to help me. What is it? It's 2 and 2, right? Sorry. Please forgive me. Okay? So look, it's going to be 2 and 2. Okay? M plus 2, M minus 2. Sorry about that. I'm just not thinking straight today. All right. So most of the time, you're just going to be factoring out a common factor, okay? All right, simplify radicals. This is nice and easy, okay? Square root 36 x to the 7th, okay? So now I'm going to take out the perfect square, meaning what's the 36 is a perfect square. X to the 7th, any odd numbered exponent is not going to be a perfect square. So I'm going to subtract 1 and make it x to the 6th, because x to the 6th is a perfect square. And I'm going to leave x like that. So my answer is going to be 6. What's the square root of x to the 6th? Divide by 2, x to the 3rd, square root of x. Okay. Boom. Okay. X to the 3rd, square root x to the 6th. Well, the square root of x to the 6th is also x to the 3rd. So what's x to the 3rd? X to the 3rd, x to the 6th. Right? What's x to the 4th? X to the 3rd, x to the 7th. All right. Now, 2 is not a perfect square, so that's going to stay in the square root. X to the 8th will be a perfect square. The square root of x to the 8th is going to be x to the 4th. But 2 and x are going to stay in the square root, this. Okay. All right. And those are examples of all of your problems. Okay. So you should be good to go. All right. All right. And have a great day. Say no to drugs.